everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Now before I begin my reading today, I just want to thank everybody for all your contribution on my YouTube channel, for liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate your contribution and thank you very much. So let's start with today's content. Now today I will be discussing the new moon in the sign of Cancer that occurs on the 28th of June in the sign of Cancer at about 7 degrees, roughly 7 degrees 23 minutes Cancer. Now new moon is a time when sun and moon are both together in the same sign, so it's a time of new beginning, new start, or looking at matters related to that sign and house in a fresh light. So this new moon in the sign of Cancer, which is a cardinal water sign and is associated with your home, your family members, your roots, your ancestry, your heritage, your own emotional, physical foundation, your sense of stability and security. So this new moon in Cancer is a great time to, follow your goals, your personal goals along Cancerian theme. So acknowledging your emotions, your psyche, your sense of security, your sense of your sense of safety, your need for a home, your need to settle down, your need to have that physical or emotional foundation, a firm physical or emotional foundation. So this is a great time to really honor those energies, acknowledge those energies, and start something in that area. Plant the seed in that matter and you will see the energies unfold over the next 6 months. Now Cancer is a feminine water sign, but it is a cardinal sign, so lots of activity happen when new moon is in Cancer. So this is a great time to really develop and improve your situation, especially related to your emotions, your personal energy. So bring some kind of positive energy where your sense of security, safety is concerned, where you're improving your domestic environment, or family life is concerned. So this is a great time to do that. Now do look at your chart, wherever Cancer sign sits in your chart, and that house matter, that's where a new start is needed, and your sense of safety and security is will be felt in that house matter. So it's a wonderful time to plan ahead, to set the stage for future developments and really work on new beginnings during this time. And this can be small or big, it doesn't have to be a massive new shift, it can be very subtle as well. But the important thing is that 2 weeks following this new moon is very crucial, so do start something new, or set the intention for it to unfold over the next 6 months period. Now this new moon in the sign of Cancer will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Now Aries and Cancer both are cardinal sign, so planets in these signs square each other. Now Jupiter will be at about 7 degrees roughly as well in the sign of Aries during this new moon. So a square aspect is a challenging, uneasy aspect, but if you channel the energy constructively, positively, then a lot of growth can occur due to this aspect. So Jupiter is this beneficial, expansive, optimistic energy, and moon is your emotions. So there may be a tendency to over exaggerate your emotion during this time, and you could be overdoing, wherever your Jupiter, wherever your Aries sign and Cancer sign sits. So you could be overdoing it, or taking false starts due to misjudgment, misunderstanding, misinterpretation. So it's very important to think carefully during this time and not let your mood or your emotions get the better of you during this time. So it's very important to think over it, and any tendency for excess during this time, especially where emotions are concerned, or socializing, or overeating, drinking, all these things are concerned, it's a good idea to think over it before indulging in these things, because there is a tendency with Jupiter moon connecting in a square aspect, there's a tendency for overdoing it, over exaggerating the emotions and all that. But whenever Jupiter does interact with moon, it does bring the luck factor as well, and this luck factor could be through some kind of conflict. So even if the growth does come about going forward, it may feel initially like a conflict, but eventually it does turn out positive. So just keep a tab on your emotions and the ever changing mood which Cancer moon represents, fluctuating mood or mood swings. So just be mindful of this energy and focus on your own well-being, and focus on your own well-being, your own emotional well-being. So that way you'll be able to tap into this Cancerian new moon energy and start something new for the future. So now I will discuss all the 12 zodiac signs and how the new moon in Cancer is going to affect each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's begin. Aries, for you, the Cancer new moon on the 28th of June occurs in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is a natural Cancer house already. So, a new moon occurring in the fourth house brings focus to your home and family life. So, this is a great time to focus on your goals and ambitions related to your home environment and your own sense of safety and security, both emotional and physical. So this is a great time to acknowledge and explore and develop your inner sense of security, again both emotional and physical. So if you are thinking about moving to another home or buying a house or redecorating, reorganizing your home environment, this is a great time to think about that and have a fresh new beginning in these matters. The fourth house is an angular house, Aries, so a lot of activities will be happening during this new moon and the 6 months following that. So you will see the energies unfolding over a 6 months period for regarding whatever actions you take during this new moon and the 2 weeks after the 2 weeks period after the new moon. So whatever fresh beginning you're hoping during this time, this is a great time to plant the seed, set new intention and really focus on creating more awareness regarding your home environment, your own emotional self, your roots, your sense of belonging, fulfillment, your sense of belonging, your sense of security, your sense of contentment, fulfillment, satisfaction, your own needs, your own feelings, and all that. So, this is a great time to really focus on your own support system. Now, the new moon in Cancer also asks you to focus on your own feelings and your gut instinct. So, if you feel instinctively if you feel instinctively pulled towards a certain energy, this is a great time to acknowledge and honor that and develop those feelings and focus on those feelings to make long-term plans during this time. So it's a great time to indulge in family related activities, your home environment, creating a better environment at home, more happy, fulfilling, satisfying home environment, and also the physical aspect, the real estate aspect. So if you're buying, this is a great time to think about it, set things in motion during this time, or if you're just reorganizing or redecorating or renovating your house, this is a great time to do that as well. Now, this new moon will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your first house in your own sign. So your home matters and your sense of identity is clashing during this time. So it's important to have a mission, to have goals regarding your home environment, your own emotional self, and also, keep working on your identity, on your image, and all that, and strike a balance between these two energies, especially during this Cancer season, because Sun is in the sign of Cancer, so it is going to be squaring your Jupiter as well. So during this time, it's very important to keep a check on your emotional self, on any kind of moodiness that may come about during this time, and fluctuating mood, or overindulging in your home environment or in yourself as well, and that may lead to excess in terms of your health, well-being, your diet and all that, because first house represents your overall health. So there may be some kind of overindulgence occurring during this time in yourself, so that needs to be balanced with your your sense of security, your sense of balance, harmony within your life. So it's very important not to let mood get the better of you during this time, and try to stay balanced during this time, and also focus on your future plans, how you want to go about developing your skills, capabilities, and focusing on your personal goals and ambitions, and positively use this energy and not overindulge in yourself during this time, especially if it's mindless excess. So it's important to trust your instincts, and your feelings, and find that inner balance, inner security going forward, Aries. Taurus, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication and connection. It's a house of sharing information, connecting with your daily environment, your community, and networking, and using your skills and capabilities. Also, learning, ideas, sharings, and just your daily interactions. So, when a new moon occurs in the sign of Cancer in your third house, this is a great time to start something new, especially when it comes to learning something new or communication, new way of communicating, interacting, contacting people, networking. Also, your daily interaction, the way you connect with people in your life, like minded people, or just your daily environment or your relatives. This is a great time to be open to these social situations and feel at ease as well with these social situations, and really take care of the details, the daily going abouts of your daily life. So your daily life is definitely in focus during this time, because because you're developing connections with others and with yourself as well, a more of a mental connection during this time. And you're finding security, safety, sense of belonging, sense of nurturance in the way you communicate with others and the way you connect with others, build rapport with others, create more awareness of your environment. So, this is very important during this time. Communication skills, learning, interactions, alertness, curiosity, all these things are very important during this time, Taurus. Now, this new moon will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your 12th house. Now, 12th house is to do with your subconscious self, the need for isolation, the need to retreat and take a break. Now, when a new moon in your third house squares with Jupiter in your 12th house, you may be seeking time to yourself, more in isolation and away from your daily environment, your community, your local environment, your neighborhood. So you may be disconnecting with people during this time a little bit more. Now, this new moon is all about connecting with your environment. So this is where the challenges come during this time. So Jupiter in 12th house is asking you to retreat, take a break, and focus on your own spiritual growth, while the third house new moon is all about connecting and communicating. So this is where you need to find a balance. So this is where you're finding a balance between connecting with people and disconnecting with people. Now, it is a Cancer moon, so just be careful with your mood fluctuations during this time, because that can lead to either overindulging in social interaction or completely retreating and withdrawing from people, Taurus. So definitely Jupiter in 12th house is a kind of a divine support, divine help in whatever you are trying to develop, your self-development, personal development, your subconscious, your spiritual growth, spiritual advancement, on all that during this time. And you are seeking space and isolation during this time. But with this new moon energy and during this Cancer season, when Sun is also in your third house in the sign of Cancer, you're also trying to balance it with developing mental rapport with others and being a little bit more aware and alert within your environment, and creating more awareness where your daily environment, daily life is concerned, Taurus. Geminis, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your second house. Now, the second house is the house of your resources, accumulated wealth, material gains, personal finance, your self worth, your value system, luxuries, possessions, assets, and all that. So, when a Cancer new moon occurs in your second house, you may be seeking security and safety through material possessions, resources, luxury, and all that. So during this new moon in your second house, you're acknowledging and appreciating the physical world around you more. And this gives you a sense of security, of having a firm ground. Because second house is a natural Taurus house, and it's all about finding stability. And with this Cancer sign in there, you seek stability through emotional security during this time, especially in terms of your resources, the wealth that you accumulate, the possessions, and all that. So during this time, you are making a fresh start in terms of your financial matters. Now, if there has been any issues or obstacles in your financial growth, or if your finances has not been in the best of condition, this is a great time to look at it again and have a fresh start, especially your mindset, how you think about it, and what kind of security your material matters brings to you. This is a great time to think about that and really start afresh, have a new beginning in these matters. So any financial issues will come to focus during this time, and there's a need to make realistic financial goals during this time. Maybe you can budget or have more sensible financial planning during this time, and it's a good time to not spend in impulse during this time. Now, this new moon in the second house will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your 11th house. Now, 11th house is your social circle. So when a second house new moon squares with Jupiter, which is all about expansion, growth, optimism, excessiveness in your 11th house, there may be an emotional need to indulge a lot, and especially in social circles. So you may be spending a lot during this time because you're very kind to your friends. You want to spend time with them. So that may lead to spending and using your resources as well to participate in group activities, social activities. So all the social interaction that you're participating during this side, Gemini, it may lead to excess, especially excess spending and depleting your financial matters. So it's very important to you keeping an eye on your financial matter and not going overboard in spending. Now, Jupiter is optimism as well, but it leads to excess as well, especially when connecting with Moon in the sign of Cancer. So this can be excess due to emotional self. So you are emotionally connecting with your friends, and that can lead to emotional spending as well. So it's very important to keep an eye on your financial matter so that you don't end up in a financial crisis, especially when interacting with other people, Geminis. Cancer, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your house, in your sign. So the focus here, so the focus during this new moon, Cancer, is you yourself. So this is a very powerful time for you to really look at yourself in a more personal way, in a more emotional, personal way. So this is a great time to reinvent yourself, project yourself differently, maybe change your look, appearance, mannerism, whatever you want to do to move forward, to achieve your personal goals and ambitions, especially in expressing and presenting yourself. This is a great time to think about it because new moon is a great time to have fresh beginnings. And when it occurs in your first house, it's all about you. So all the life matters starts with the first house. So this is a great time to look at your life in a new perspective, with a new mindset, with a new outlook. And this is not just to do with your physical appearance and your body image and yourself in terms of how you're projecting yourself, but everything else as well, the life trajectory in terms of your life path, your destiny, your personal priorities, and your overall health as well. So this is a great time to look at all these matters with a new perspective in a new way, Cancer. Now, this is a very energetic and enthusiastic time for you because it's the beginning of your like a new personal year, because a new moon in your sign begins a new cycle until it's full moon in your sign in 6 months time. So anything you start during this time will unfold over the next 6 months. So focus on changing your personal habits, improving your confidence during this time, also putting your best foot forward and making a noticeable personal impression on other people. And do remember to be authentic in your presentation and ethical and scrupulous and principled in the way you project yourself. And remember to enjoy these new experiences, new opportunities during this time, and also believing in yourself while you're taking action to move forward and to achieve your goals and ambitions, Cancer. Now, this Cancer new moon will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your 10th house of career. Now, when new moon in first house connects with Jupiter in your 10th house, your identity and career matters are at odds during this time because square is a challenging aspect, it's an uneasy aspect. Now, since Jupiter has moved in your 10th house, it has brought a lot of good vibe to your career matters. It has probably brought you new opportunities to grow in career matters, professional matters, business matters. So this Jupiter in 10th house is quite good for your growth, overall growth in terms of moving up the career ladder. But with a square aspect from the first house new moon, just be mindful of abuse of power during this time or approaching matters in your life for selfish reasons, or it can also lead to a disgraceful situation. Just your overall career matters can be at odds during this time, especially clashing with your self-image. So just be mindful of not projecting yourself in a negative light during this time, especially due to excess in terms of your career. So if you have received a promotion during this time, just be mindful of other people around you as well, and be a little bit more authentic, more humble, and not dominant in your environment, especially when it comes to career, or projecting yourself very harshly and authoritatively. So just be mindful of any excess that can come through this 10th house and first house energy. But overall, it's a really good time to focus on yourself, move forward, and career matters will flourish. Just focus on your authentic and humble self, Cancer. Leos, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is the house of subconscious self, your spiritual growth. It's a house of retreat, isolation, letting go. So, when a new moon occurs in your 12th house, this is a period of reviewing, reevaluating your life directions, your life choices, life decisions, and also letting go and releasing anything that is not helpful for your growth, Leos. So, this is a time to really take a break, recharge your batteries, spend time in isolation, meditate, contemplate, introspect, whatever you need to do during this time. This is a great time to really acknowledge your spiritual side and focus on your well-being, your personal development, your self-development, spiritual development, and all that. So this is a great time to introduce self-care, focus on your well-being, create more awareness regarding your needs and other people's needs as well during this time. Now, you may feel the need during this time to withdraw from people and retreat and, not socialize as much as you would do, Leos. So do use this time for soul searching, for emotional and mental peace, and just take care of your emotional well-being. Now, new moon in the 12th house is a very sensitive position because 12th house is a natural Pisces house, which is to do with your spirituality, your subconscious self, your psyche. And moon in Cancer is all about emotional self, security, safety, self-nurturing, and all that. So during this time, you're definitely focused on finding peace, emotional peace, mental peace, and really preparing yourself for when the new moon occurs in your sign in a month's time in the sign of Leo. And that will be a more of an active and busy time for you, Leos. Now, this new moon squares Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your 9th house. So a square aspect is a challenging aspect, but there's a need to channel energy constructively, more positive, to get the best out of it. Now, when a new moon in 12th house squares with Jupiter in 9th house, which is a house of traveling and exploring, there may be a clash between retreating and taking a break and isolating yourself and spending time in solitude versus exploring, traveling, learning, searching, seeking, and all that. So this is where there's a need to channel your energy positively so that you can find a balance and bring spiritual as well as mental growth during this time, Leo. So just be mindful of not overexposing yourself during this time, especially while you travel and learn and explore. So do find time for yourself as well to retreat and take a break while you're also exploring and traveling. So definitely the need to take a break and relax and self-nurture is as important during this time as the need for adventure, exploration, and, traveling and learning new things. Virgos, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your 11th house. Now, 11th house is a house of networking, making contacts, group activities. It's a house of your professional gains, hopes and wishes, future plans. So when new moon occurs in your 11th house, the focus is a lot on making contacts, on networking, on socializing, on expanding, on new encounters, growing socially. So during this time, you are reaching out to others, both in a social and a professional sense, because 11th house is to do with professional gains as well. And this can be the income, the money, the gains that you get from either a job or business or any kind of professional kind of scenario. So the gains and income that you earn is all associated with 11th house matter. So you may see a new beginning, or there's an opportunity for new beginning in these matters. So it's a good idea to look with a new perspective during this, especially where group activities, teamwork, working with peers, acquaintance, associates, or just any kind of professional matter is concerned. So it's a good idea to have a look at that and bring new energy in these areas. So it's important to go beyond your personal contribution and your personal expression during this time, because 11th house is all about group interest. It's about creating awareness and achieving as a group. So group mentality is very important during this time for you Virgos. So this is perfect time to really join and strengthen yourself within a group, and teamwork or organization or collaboration or collective work, whatever that might be. This is a good time to nurture the relationship with other people, and create more goodwill with other people during this time. Now this new moon will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is in your eighth house. Now eighth house is to do with shared values and shared finances, social finances, intimacy, and the mutual gains that you get through coming together in a union or investing together, or coming together in a partnership. So with this new moon squaring Jupiter with the 11th house and 8th house energy, just be mindful of your economic situation. So because of your 11th house, where this new energy of socializing is concerned, you may have some kind of setback where your value system or your financial situation is concerned. So though this is a time to be more social and be part of a group, your value system may be affected during this time, or the resources that you potentially build during this time may be affected, or you may be indulging excessively in your economic financial matters that can lead to some kind of financial issue. So just be mindful of what you're building together, what you're contributing, so everything is in a balanced, so everything is harmonious, balance, and the square aspect may bring challenges with your money matters and your group social, with your money matters and your collaborations. But it's very important to find a balance and channel your energy positively, constructively, find a middle ground in order to move forward, Virgos. Libras, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your 10th house. Now, 10th house is the house of your career matters, your professional matters, your standing in the society, your public image, your reputation. So, with this Cancer new moon occurring in your 10th house, there's an opportunity for fresh start in your career matters, or there's a need for acknowledgement and highlighting your professional goals during this time. Now it is a Cancer moon, so there will be a sense of sensitivity or security attached to your professional goals and professional matter during this time. So you are definitely very much focused on how you come across in the external world. You may be seeking you may be seeking external validation through your job, through your professional matters. Maybe you're seeking to rise up in your career matters, or climb up the career ladder. So this new moon is definitely going to give you a fresh perspective where your professional matters are concerned and how you come across, how you're perceived in the external world. So this is a great time to make constructive progress and really focus on your professional goals and ambitions. Now, it's a good time to develop any kind of new business ideas and plans as well. So, if you're not happy with your current situation, where your career matter is concerned or your life direction, this is a good time to think about new ideas as well, new goals, new career goals, new plans you may have, whether it's in your job or business, either way. So this is a really good time to look at your career matter in a renewed way, in a refreshing way. Plan for changes going forward in the next 6 months period. After the new moon, you will see the energies unfold. Whatever intention that you set during this new moon, you will see it unfold over the next 6 months period. So this is a great time to really bring new energy in your career goals and really see your potential. What is your potential? Improve your chances, maybe upskill yourself, whatever that might be. This is a good time to really project yourself as a professional to the society and really, uplift yourself going forward. Now, this is also a time for self mastery and self discipline. So that is very important in order to achieve your goals and ambitions and, climb up that career ladder. It's very important to lead from a place of self mastery, self discipline, more structure, more dedication, more connected with your career goals. Now, this new moon will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is in your 7th house. So, your career matters is connecting with your partnership in a squaring aspect, which is a challenging aspect. So with square aspect, it's important to channel your energy constructively and positively so that you can bring in new growth in the dynamics of your career matters and your partnership matters. So it's also important, as you are focused on your career matter, not to ignore your relationship matters, whether it's business or professional, and and not to take the relationship or the stability that you get from relationships for granted during this time, Libra. So during this time, you're definitely going to be very busy with your career matters and your external responsibility. So do balance it out with the relationship and the partnership that you have in your life, Libras. Scorpio, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your ninth house. Now, ninth house is a house of exploring, expanding, traveling, learning. It's a house of adventure, new opportunities, new territories, new encounters, meeting new people. So, when a new moon occurs in your ninth house, you may feel a sort of a restlessness or dissatisfaction with your current situation. And that may nudge you to go on a travel or seek more than your current situation. So you probably want to learn something new or travel or go abroad or distant land, connect with new people, have an adventure. So you may feel free spirited during this time. You want to stretch your imagination. You want mental stimulation. So you are really want some kind of spiritual experience as well going forward. So learning, exploring, expanding your philosophy, your belief system, all that comes with this new moon. So this is a good time to make an effort to have these adventure, to initiate new experiences, to meet new people, connect with new people, or start a new project, or start a new learning program. If you're looking to start a degree program, a university degree or higher education, this is a great time to look into these things and really stretch your imagination and learn and explore areas that you haven't explored before, but you're very interested in those subjects. So this is a great time to really be a little bit more philosophical, more spiritual, be ready to learn, be ready to explore, have a new perspective in life, explore, expand, connect with new people, just go beyond your mundane life, your daily routine. So you definitely will feel like doing that during this new moon and going forward. Even in the next 6 months period, you will definitely feel like connecting more with beyond your current situation and really be open to new experiences. Now this new moon squares Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your sixth house of work and health matters, Scorpio. So when new moon squares Jupiter, you may feel a sort of an emotional excessiveness or exaggeration or going overboard during this time with your emotional self. So with the sixth house energy, you may have the tendency to be less structured in your life, and the routine obviously is not going to, and the daily routine may not sit well with you during this time. This can also lead to procrastination or laziness, because you may be overwhelmed by your daily routine and you want to get away during this time. And if you're not able to get away, you may take your daily routine or work or health matters for granted during this time. The work and health matter, just the daily routine, daily habits that you have on a regular basis. This need for exploration and expansion may clash with your daily life. So the best thing going forward is to understand what your routine is, and even if you can't travel physically, go abroad, you can definitely travel mentally. So open yourself to new experiences, new learning, new perspective, maybe connect with people online and interact or learn something new, something that opens up your mind, Scorpio. So great time to really initiate some new project in terms of adventure, or even going forward. If you can't do it during this new moon in the next 6 months, there's definitely a possibility of getting yourself involved in traveling and learning and expanding your mind, Scorpios. Sagittarius, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your eighth house. Now, eighth house is a house of shared values, shared finances, social finances, intimacy, mutual gains, investments, investments, loan, debt, and all that. So when a new moon occurs in your eighth house, this is a time of empowerment, especially your emotional side. So during this time, if there are any issues regarding your financial matters, this is a great good time to have a look at it. Create some solid foundation for financial matter. Have a fresh start, have new beginnings in the way you handle your joint finances, your resources, joint resources, and all that. And you will be definitely very aware and motivated to make these changes, because new moon in Cancer over here is going to bring some kind of emotional awareness, increased awareness during this time, to be able to make those changes. You'll be able to go deeper into the issues and be able to resolve the whatever matter, whatever is holding you back financially during this time, Sagittarius. Now, this is a favorable time to start a financial plans, or a savings plan, or pay off your debt, or whatever financial issues that you might have. This is a good time to do that. This is a good time to resolve those issues, and also analyze your financial situation, look into your accounts, and really make changes. Have fresh start going forward in the way you handle your money matters, your financial matters, shared finances, your material aspect, the social finance as well, your loans, debt, and all that. Now, this new moon in Cancer is squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your fifth house. Now, fifth house is a house of self-expression, of enjoyment, pastime, and all that. So when new moon, which is your emotional side, connects with Jupiter, which is the planet of excess, in a challenging way, you may indulge in excess in terms of pastime or entertainment or pleasure seeking during this time. So that can affect your financial matters as well. So just be mindful of not overdoing where your money matters is concerned, especially as you spend on pastimes or entertainment, or just creative expression. So just be mindful to find a balance and channel your energy constructively, positively during this time, especially when it comes to issues related to your financial matter, and the pursuit of pleasure, the pursuit of happiness, which is Jupiter in fifth house energy. So just watch out for any excess and have a savings plan or financial plan going forward, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your opposite sign, in your seventh house of relationship and partnership. So during this time, the highlight and the focus is a lot on your partnership, both personal and business. So this is a good time to bring new energy in your relationship, look at your relationship in new perspective, or begin a new relationship, or redefine an existing one. So any issues or obstacles regarding partnership will come to focus during this time. So there will be a lot of awareness within you, especially emotional awareness, to have somebody significant in your life during this time, to have somebody you can spend time with, be associated with. So during this time, you will feel the need for partnership even more, Capricorn. Now, this is a good time to really work on, or really resolve any issues surrounding your partnership, and really be more aware of what other people's expectations are in relationship, and balancing it out with your own expectations. So definitely a good time for mutual support. Now, if you're having any issues with creating partnership or maintaining partnership, Capricorn, then this is a good time to look within yourself as well, and see how you can redefine yourself, and look at yourself where you stand in relationship in a new perspective as well. So this is definitely a good time to develop yourself as well as you develop your relationship, and be a little bit more gracious when connecting with other people, when socializing, one-to-one interaction. And this is both personal and business matters. So definitely a good time to make new contacts and trust the other person more during this time. And this new moon will definitely emotionally renew whatever you're going through in relationship during this time, and help you either begin a new relationship or redefine an existing one, Capricorn. Now, this new moon in Cancer is squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which is your fourth house. So your home and family matters is squaring with your relationship matter. So during this time, it's very important to not let emotional excess in terms of relationship clash with your peace at home, with your domestic responsibility, your own emotional and physical foundations. So during this time, if you think that you are overly focused on finding harmony, affection, opportunities in your home environment, and you are and you're ignoring your relationship matter, this is a good time to really use your energy positively, channel it constructively, and find a solution and a balance to bring growth in your relationship matters. So Capricorn, use your sense of structuring and management and find a balance between finding peace at home and in relationship, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your sixth house. Now, sixth house is a house of work, health, your daily routine, your habits. So, a new moon occurring in your sixth house is an opportunity to have new beginnings, fresh start in these matters. So, the focus is a lot on your work matters, your health matters. So, this is a good time to start a new diet regime or healthy routine, or a more structured work schedule or routine, or just how you go about daily life. This is also a good time to look for a new job if you're not satisfied with your current situation. And in the 6 months following this new moon, you will definitely see this unfold, all the intentions that you sow during this time, all the work for a new beginning that you put during this time, you will see it unfold in due course. So this is a good time to take care of any details or any routines, or reorganizing yourself, your life, your daily routine, your the structure, the planning, how you go about structuring your daily life. This is a good time to really create more awareness, organize it, and you'll be very enthusiastic and really inclined to bring these changes in your life as well, because you are definitely very eager to be more useful, more productive within yourself, in your emotional life and your daily life as well. So definitely it's a good time to look at your work and health matters and create more awareness, and bring about the changes, the structure that you need to bring out about in your day, in your work health, and your habits and routines. Now this new moon in Cancer will be squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your third house of communication and connection. So when new moon connects with Jupiter in a challenging aspect, there may be a mood swing or mood fluctuation, an excessive mood fluctuation during this time, especially in the way you're communicating, and your outlook, your mindset may be biased during this time, especially because you're so much focused on having these fresh start in your daily life, your work and health matters. The way you communicate and connect may come from an emotional state. So just be mindful of not going overboard in the way you connect with your work environment, the colleagues, just people in your daily life, and with yourself as well. So definitely a good time to increase your efficiency and have more balanced approach to your daily life, reorganize any aspect of your life that is not working, and move ahead with better routines, better work schedules that is not overwhelming and is not affecting your health matters, Aquarius. Pisces, for you, the Cancer new moon occurs in your fifth house. Now, fifth house is a house of creative self expression. So, during this new moon, you will see. So during this new moon, there's a lot of focus in the fifth house matter on your creative expression, self-expression, solo project, also romance, amusement, entertainment, pastimes, also your children. So during this time, definitely your fifth house matter is glowing and is in focus. So your creative juices may be flowing during this time. You may have more romantic inclination during this time, and also the need to be more playful, enjoy the good times, the pleasurable times, entertainment, amusement, just all the fun endeavors, the fun activities. So during this time you will also have more awareness for the need of approval from others, because you need pleasure from the external world, from outside. So you have this need to show off your creativity, what you have, your expression, self-expression and pleasure that you're seeking during this time. You may have this desire to gain approval or positive feedback from the outside world during this time. So it is a passionate time. So any new creative project started during this time, is you will see the results unfolding over the next 6 months period. So it's a good time. It's a feel good time for you, and it's a good time to start any creative projects during this time. So definitely a great time to take more. So definitely a good time to take advantage of this wonderful time, and also focus on your confidence building. If you think you need to develop that, this is a good time to rebuild your confidence as well. And it will be a good time for you, Pisces, because the new moon here will bring you the emotional need to have fun, pleasure, and really relax during this time. Now, this new moon is squaring Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your second house. So just be mindful of excess in expenditure. So you may mismanage your resources during this time due to excessive spending in pastime or pleasurable activities. So definitely a good time to be clear about how you're spending, what you're spending, your incoming and outgoing, and have a financial plan in terms of what you need, what you want, how much you're spending, and whatever you're spending on pleasurable activities or with your near and dear ones. So it can be a time of overindulgence if you're not careful with your financial matter, and it can lead to financial crisis going forward. So it's very important to keep an eye on your money matters as well, especially during this time, Pisces. Thank you for listening to my Cancer new moon content, and I hope you can use the information to have fresh beginnings in wherever your Cancer sign sits in your chart. So thank you very much again for watching, and have a lovely day. Thank you.